How's that for a final shot? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I got in front of me Flint and Lady Jane, part of the G.I. Joe Classified Series figures. And as a reminder, I did some previous head swaps with that Logan and Hawkeye figures, and this is what I did to my Duke. I still got them on the shelf like that. This is what I call Old Man Duke or Mature Duke, and this is kind of like my concept of if they were to do G.I. Joe figures that had aged appropriately from when I collected them. This might be what he looks like today. Of course, this is his actual head. We'll set that aside. This is the Duke that figure is based on, and so like when I was collecting Duke as a kid, this is what he would have looked like, and now that I'm grown up, he should have grown up too. That's why I did the head swap. Now here's the funny part. I do have this figure, which is this it's another version of Duke, and it's the Tiger Duke, and I have these figures too, and for some reason I always thought this was Flint, or maybe I just remember always having him be my Flint stand-in. So I don't actually have a vintage Flint figure, but I do have the vintage Duke figure. But what I wanted to do was just show off, this is my 12-inch Duke that I have, and as you can see,
rock and roll, attack that Cobra jet on the battlefield.
he still talks. So that's kind of cool. Of course I did replace the batteries once, but I do have Lady Jane. So when we get around to opening that, we'll put those up next to each other. We're just gonna have Duke stand off to the side. Here we go, everybody. We got these figures out of the package, and like I said, this gentlemanly elder Duke is gonna stand in the back and watch and make sure that we do a good job reviewing these two figures. So this is Flint. So let's just take a closer look at that face. That actually looks pretty good. I love the haircut on there and that scar over the eye. But like I said, I do wish they had kind of aged these guys a little bit more, but he does look like he's pretty weathered and that he would be out there in the rough, right? So he's got his device there, and look at this vest. It looks really cool. He's got all his like pouches in here. He's got these like shells here, all his rounds like lined up. He looks like he's got a heavy plate right there on him. He does have this thigh holster that kind of is loose and will like move around a little bit, and that's kind of cool too. And then he's got this lower belt that has some extra stuff on it, and looks like a place for more ammo. And check that out, he's got this little sling on his back, which is pretty cool. And the other cool thing I like is that they gave him a watch. Now one of the things that comes with him is this super cool like handled shotgun, right? Like this gun handled shotgun, and it's pretty cool because it actually pops down, so you could simulate like maybe loading this thing. Look at that, it's got some action right here, so you can pop it down like you were loading a shell. Now what would have made this really cool is if these shells actually came out, or he had an extra one, and this little piece right here was kind of hollowed out, so you actually had one sitting in there that you could like have him in the middle of. Now this action right here doesn't work, which is unfortunate because it could just slide back and forth, but that is actually a really cool weapon for a G.I. Joe Classified, especially one that's not like one of the Cobra Island exclusives. Then he's got his pistol, right, which looks like it's got a laser sight on the bottom, and he also comes with a beret. Now let's just put that one on, and I really like the way this one fits. Fits much better than Beachhead's, which in my opinion always seems to fall off, but this guy looks really cool with that beret. Now that I've backed up, I don't really have a vintage Flint to show you. So this is Flint, the G.I. Joe Classified series, and this is my 12-inch Flint G.I. Joe figure that I had. He has the same beret. He's got camo though, and he's got his name decked out on here. And if you had seen any of my original videos that I had done before, you would see that, oh, see how big he is compared to them. They're like half his size. And this is the Classified series, which I think is actually a good representation and is a pretty good addition to the G.I. Joe Classified line. But anyways, this is the Lady Jane figure, and this is the one, the head that has the hair on it. The head that has the hair on it. So surprise, check this out everybody. the hair actually comes off. And there's a reason, I'll show you that in a little bit. But anyways, that's the head. I think the figure looks actually really cool. She's got this like loose lower belt that kind of just dangles. It's got one place here for her knife, which comes as an accessory. So that will go right into that sheath and looks pretty cool. And I love the articulation on this figure because it's got this upper body tilt, and she does have like this waist movement here. The lower waist movement moves too, so she's got 2 points there, and look at that extension on that arm. And look, it's a double jointed elbow, which means she gets greater range of motion. So this is actually a really cool figure. Look at that. And there are no pins visible here or here. So this is actually a really cool figure because it looks like it's pinless, double jointed, which gives it a lot more articulation. And it's kind of funny, like whenever I touch that head and the hair kind of moves. But look at that, it's actually really cool. She's got the shoulder piece that looks really, really cool. And some of the details on there, look at that. There's her insignia. It's covered up by the strap, so I may flip that around to the other side. She's got some insignia on the shoulder there as well. And look at that figure, it looks really, really good. And let me just put this up next to this original figure. Oh, wait a minute. The original figure here has a hat. So, just so you know, this hat comes in an accessory, and as you can see, there's a little bit of hair there. So what happens is you just pull off the hair, and the hat goes on with the hair. And this has been happening to me. I was trying to like figure out how to do it just right. I thought I had it because those hair pieces, there you go. So there you go. There's the head with the hat. The hat goes on and it fits snugly. And I wasn't sure how they were going to do that, but that's how they did it. They just did the hat become an extra, basically hair. So you just pull the hair off to get the hat on. Unfortunate that you can't figure out a way to like flip that hat around and have it on backwards, but that's okay because I think it looks really cool. And when you stand it up next to the original Lady Jane here, you can see she's got her insignia down there, right? And looks pretty good. She's got her same belt on, right down to the boots. She comes with quite a few accessories, right? Because you know, in the original one, she carried around a camera. I don't have that for my original figure, but she has this backpack that has like this, looks like a camera mount, like a 360-degree camera, so she can do some filming. Now on the inside of this, you can see there's a place for 2 little pieces, and you can see this piece here is already there. I can pull that out. It sits in there pretty good. And then she has like this blade right here that will go in on this side. So that tucks away neatly. Now one of the things is she has this piece here, which is like a staff, and this kind of goes up here like that. And you could actually attach this right here to the backpack, so you don't need to store it away. And the other point attaches to the front of the other portion of the staff. And then she has this like spear gun thing where the spear goes in here and just goes in there and sets really nicely so she can carry that around. See how those two look together, posed up? And then of course, we never like to end our videos with that, so let's just do a couple of head swaps, shall we? So in this one, what I did was I took that head that I've been using on the Duke and I put it on the Flint, and I kind of put his beret on. As you can see, it's not like a tight fit. I'd have to adjust that to get it to fit perfectly. But I think like you get the idea. This guy could look really cool with the beret and the glasses, and then if you got him off to the side, you got his ponytail. So I mean, that's actually a cool one. And then what I did was I used this Mary Jane alternate head, and I stuck it on Lady Jaye. So in this one, you can see what I did. I actually took the Dude Thor's head and I stuck it on Flint, and then I borrowed a head from the Shang-Chi collection and I put it on Lady Jaye. And I'm actually thinking, you know what, that actually doesn't look that bad either. That is actually a pretty good swap, if you ask me. Okay, so anyways, here we go. We got like a final shot Duke loading a shotgun and Lady Jane getting ready to fire off that spear. So I just thought I'd like give it a final look